Have you ever paused to ask yourself, what actually binds people together? What makes some connections unshakable, while others fall apart due to miscommunication in a society dominated by transient charm and superficial impressions of wealth? Stoicism dares to hint to something much more profound. Like men, women are human beings whose vulnerabilities and wants reflect universal truths rather than mysteries to be solved. Understanding these realities means not only mastering relationships, but also mastering oneself. We start by looking within, since Stoicism teaches us that what we seek out in the outside world frequently reflects what we lack within. You have control over your thoughts, not outside circumstances. Recognize this, and strength will be declared. Aurelius Marcus, knowing oneself and one's inner power of confidence is the first step towards knowing another. Although confidence might be hard to define, its absence leaves a void that is hard to overlook. Women, like everyone else, are naturally drawn to strength, not ostentatious haughtiness, but a calm, unwavering feeling of self-assurance. This kind of self-assurance is a manifestation of self-mastery and composure in the face of chaos. Because he recognizes that self-respect does not require approval from the outside world, a Stoic man carries himself with humility. Epicurus once stated, "Know who you are first, and then dress appropriately." A self-assured man knows his value and communicates it by his deeds rather than words. He maintains his composure in the face of difficulty and success, exuding stability, because it contrasts with the emotional upheaval that many people experience on a daily basis. This attribute naturally arouses appreciation. Women respect and adore men who possess this inner serenity because it offers a sanctuary of safety in an unpredictable world. Genuine assurance develops self-awareness and emotional regulation skills, which build relationships by fostering trust, dependability, and emotional security. In the end, confidence is about being true to oneself rather than being better than others. Authenticity is where true strength lies. A Stoic guy turns confidence into a quality that others find captivating. The allure of mystery. A man who does not feel everything at once creates an air of intrigue that entices others to learn more about his ideas, values, and aspirations in Stoicism. This restraint is not a manipulation technique, but rather a reflection of inner discipline. Mystery is not about playing games or being dishonest. Rather, it is about maintaining depth. According to Seneca, the greatest gifts humanity has to offer are found within and accessible to us. A Stoic man understands this truth and focuses on living authentically rather than seeking external validation. He does not flaunt his achievements or overshare his vulnerabilities. Instead, he allows others to discover his character, organically creating a connection built on genuine curiosity and respect. This allure of mystery is not about being inaccessible. It is about holding something back, not for secrecy, but for depth. When a man knows his purpose and works toward it, silently, he radiates a sense of independence that is captivating. Mystery is not the absence of truth, but the gradual unveiling of it. It keeps relationships vibrant and dynamic, ensuring that each connection feels meaningful. A Stoic man exemplifies this by acting and speaking intentionally, which leaves others curious. 3 pieces of humor. A man who can laugh at himself and make others laugh demonstrates resilience and emotional intelligence, 2 important Stoic virtues. True humor does not aim to impress or dominate, but rather to create shared moments of levity that strengthen bonds. As Marcus Aurelius noted, you can discard most of the junk that clutters your mind and be more serene if you are a Stoic man. Humor is more than just a way to lighten the mood. It is a powerful tool for connection. Embraces this serenity, and uses humor to deal with the obstacles that life will inevitably present. His humor is sincere and comes from a place of peace rather than from a desire to hide insecurities or win women's attention. This ability to strike a balance between seriousness and humor is quite appealing and shows that a man can overcome obstacles without losing perspective. By developing the art of comedy, one can create a bridge that unites people's hearts and minds and promotes mutual respect and trust. According to the Stoic tradition, a man's physical presence speaks louder than words because it demonstrates that he is guided by his emotions rather than controlled by them. This equilibrium makes him approachable, relatable, and revered, which strengthens bonds and leaves lasting impressions. Our demeanor is a reflection of our mental health. Before a man says a single word, his body language, posture, and facial expressions convey a lot. Women are naturally drawn to men because they are keen observers of non-verbal clues. Epictetus once counseled those who exhibit poise and self-control to first imagine who they would be before carrying out their duties. This is taken to heart by a Stoic guy who presents himself with purpose, moves deliberately, maintains a steady look, and acts calmly. Such a man communicates strength through the subtleties of body language, such as an upright posture, a firm handshake, and a quiet but assured tone of voice, rather than using large gestures to make his presence known. His physical calmness conveys confidence, dependability, and emotional stability traits that foster trust and admiration. When a man exhibits Stoic virtues, his presence becomes a silent reflection of his character, inspiring those around him to be authentic and courageous in a world fixated on appearances and social masks. These subtle yet potent cues help him stand out in a crowd. Physical presence is not about vanity or dominance, but rather about alignment between one's inner values and outward actions. A Stoic man knows that living in accordance with one's values is the cornerstone of true strength. He does not pretend to be someone he is not or use false pretenses to get praise. Authenticity is a rare and highly regarded quality. Here, Seneca's knowledge is evident. Be your own observer and look for your own self-awareness, and the guts to embrace one's imperfections are the foundations of applause sincerity. Since he is dependable and constant for women, a sincere man inspires trust. Authenticity fosters emotional safety, which makes it incredibly alluring. A Stoic man favors an honest relationship based on respect for one another over ephemeral appeal, since there is no guessing and no hidden goal. Real relationships are founded on truth, and living authentically demands vulnerability, but also strengthens resilience, because a man who is true to himself is unfazed by criticism from others. Because of his inner stability, he is able to concentrate on what really matters, creating relationships that are deeper and more meaningful. By accepting who we are, we encourage others to do the same, fostering an environment for sincere and enduring relationships. Authenticity is not about perfection, but about integrity. Sixth, emotional fortitude. The authentic masculinity. Stoic men are known for their emotional fortitude. In a society where emotions frequently override reason, being able to react wisely rather than impulsively sets the goal of mastering emotions rather than suppressing them. A man apart, this equilibrium is incredibly alluring since it exhibits self-control and stability. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we are in control of our thoughts, not external circumstances. Recognize this, and you'll find resilience. A resilient man recognizes his feelings, but keeps them from overriding his judgment of women. He does not allow outside events to control his inner serenity. This poise denotes dependability and emotional maturity. Because they are confident that this man can handle difficulties without losing his composure, It builds trust and serves as a source of comfort during uncertain times. Resilience is developed via self-awareness and discipline by engaging in mindfulness exercises and viewing setbacks as chances for personal development. A Stoic guy cultivates an inner strength that emanates from inside, becoming captivating and eliciting respect and admiration. Being emotionally resilient enables a man to lead with strength and knowledge, enhancing himself and others around him by understanding the value of scarcity. True masculinity is not about dominance. A Stoic guy recognizes that what is readily obtained is frequently taken for granted and cherishes his time and energy as finite and valuable resources. Instead of seeking approval by being available all the time, he makes sure that his presence conveys the message that, as Seneca noted, we waste a lot of our time rather than having a limited amount. A man who puts his own development and purpose first exudes worth. This lack of attention is about living purposefully for women rather than trying to be difficult to get. A man who cherishes himself arouses attention. His emphasis on independence and self-improvement serves as a reminder that relationships thrive when based on respect for one another as opposed to reliance. Because he lives with purpose and his attention is seen as a privilege rather than a given, this dynamic fosters a stronger connection. A Stoic man inspires curiosity and respect. His presence has an impact, and his absence takes on significance. His relationships are strengthened by this harmony between availability and scarcity, which guarantees that they are based on respect and growth for one another. By living by the idea that scarcity is about valuing what really matters rather than withholding, a Stoic man improves his life and the lives of those around him. The virtue that fosters trust is patience, which is a quality that exemplifies true strength in Stoicism, and is particularly appealing because it shows emotional maturity and respect for life's natural flow. Patience is defined as the capacity to endure and persevere without being overcome by frustration or haste. No great thing is formed overnight, as Epictetus sagely observed. A Stoic man exemplifies this idea, realizing that genuine relationships cannot be harsh. He takes the time to establish trust and strengthen relationships with women because he enjoys the trip more than the destination. Patience conveys dependability and concern. It demonstrates that the man values the process of comprehending and fostering the relationship and is prepared to put in time and effort. This stability creates a sense of security and admiration in contrast to impulsiveness. A man who can wait and delay gratification shows control over his instincts and desires. Patience also shows mastery over oneself. In a fast-paced world, patience is a rare and valuable quality that enables a Stoic man to navigate challenges with grace and to forge relationships that are both resilient and meaningful. By exercising patience, he elevates not only himself, but also those around him. This calmness inspires confidence in his decisions and actions. Respect is the cornerstone of connection. Without it, no relationship can thrive. A guy who is Stoic knows that respect is acquired via constant behavior and a dedication to integrity. It is the cornerstone of admiration and trust. According to Marcus Aurelius, spend no more time debating what a good man ought to be. A guy who respects himself will inevitably show others the same respect. He listens to others without passing judgment, respects boundaries and values uniqueness. This conduct encourages women to feel safe and respected by one another. Respect is fundamental. It goes beyond large gestures to include daily deeds, honoring commitments, paying attention, and treating them equally. Respect for a Stoic man is unwavering since it stems from his values rather than ephemeral feelings. Self-discipline is also reflected in respect. It calls for the capacity to put one's ego aside and put the relationship's welfare first by exhibiting this virtue. A Stoic man fosters an atmosphere in partnerships where trust can grow. Respect is essential. It is not negotiable. By continuously exhibiting it, a Stoic man not only fortifies his relationships with others, but also enhances his own moral fiber and sense of direction. The key to freedom is the ability to master oneself, which is the ultimate strength of a Stoic man. This mastery is not about dominance, but rather about comprehending and managing one's own emotions, desires, and impulses. It frees a man from being a slave to outside forces. According to Marcus Aurelius, if we learn to be unconcerned with things that don't matter, we can live a wonderful life. A Stoic man lets go of the past and concentrates on the things he can control in his thoughts and behavior. Beyond his influence, this distance helps women find clarity and inner calm. A self-mastered man is incredibly beautiful due to his poise, his capacity to maintain composure in the face of adversity, and his persistent sense of purpose under pressure demonstrates strength and dependability. By practicing Stoic principles, a man becomes not only a better partner, but also a better person. In the end, self-mastery is the cornerstone of the Stoic philosophy and the path to true greatness. It is a lifelong journey that demands discipline, self-awareness, and a commitment to personal growth. This mastery creates a foundation of stability that others naturally gravitate toward. The summons to mastery. As we consider these realizations, let us keep in mind that they are not just strategies for attracting others, but rather guidelines for walking the Stoic road, which is difficult but extremely fulfilling when we exhibit these qualities. We become catalysts for deeper, more meaningful connections when we strive for mastery over ourselves rather than control over others. Only then can we fully unleash the power of attraction and create relationships that bring both parties to their highest potential. This is achieved through confidence, patience, authenticity, and respect.